you want to be a cybersecurity professional, I'm gonna give you the exact roadmap that I did to end up a cybersecurity consultant job at a Big Four. Now this roadmap is specifically for the non-technical guys, whether you're going into GRC, consulting, or anywhere in those lines, then this is the perfect roadmap for you. Starting position, you are here. You are either a bachelor student of diploma, you are either doing your degree or you are doing a master's. If you are studying right now and you're on your second year, assuming that there's 3 years of your study, then this is the golden opportunity to start applying right now. When I was doing my master's, right, so I did a master's in cybersecurity, I applied 6 months prior. So if you are doing your degree, I recommend you to apply a year before. If you're doing your master's, I'd recommend doing 6 months before. And if you are doing a diploma and you don't want to continue your studies in degree, then I definitely recommend you to start applying 6 months before. Right, so if you're a student watching this and you're studying right now and you're in your second year, somewhere in your second year, whether you're first, second, or third sem, start applying. Then what you do is during your studies, and this is exactly what I did. Just check my recording. Okay, so if you're in your studies right now, and this is exactly what I did, start stacking up your certificates. Now you don't have to get vendor specific certificates such as AWS Solutions Architect or CompTIA Network Plus or CEH Certified Ethical Hacker or CISSP and all of those advanced certs. Focus on the foundations and the fundamentals. The 3 certificates that I recommend you to do is CompTIA Security Plus, ISC2, sorry, there's supposed to be a C, ISC2CC, as well as Google Fundamentals of Cybersecurity. Those 3 are from reputation-wise very high of standards, so I recommend you guys to look at any of those 3 and get your certificate while you are studying. Next, during your studies, I want you to participate in clubs, societies, as well as competition. Now at your campus right now, I can guarantee you that there is some type of club, community, or a voluntary group, and it doesn't have to directly be about cybersecurity, but anything that is perhaps related to that industry or field, such as blockchain or I don't know, electronical engineering or data scientist or data science or Python clubs or whatever type of societies that exist out there. The point is that you need to participate and be part of a club in society. And I'll explain you in just a moment, but just before that, another good recommendation for me to you is to participate in competitions. Now, if there are no competitions on your campus whatsoever, and by competitions, I mean specifically cybersecurity competitions, that is like CTF, Capture the Flag, Bug Bounty, or other types of, I don't know, AWS, Hack the Cloud, or I don't know, Blue Team SOC activities and competitions. There are a lot of competitions around cybersecurity, but if you don't have, or if your university is not hosting any competitions, you can definitely go online, like try Hack Me Box and I don't know, Black Hat hacking competition. For me, I, for example, participated in an open source investigation competition, and that was hosted by the Malaysian government. But the point is, whether it's hosted by a university or not, it doesn't really matter, but my recommendation for you to is at least participate in competition. Now, the reason why you should join clubs, societies, or even participate in competitions is because when you apply for a job, which will happen literally during your studies, but once like you enter that interview stage, the employer is going to ask you for your experience. Now, ironically, I know you are just starting out, it's your first job, it's your first internship, but ironically, the job market is so cooked that they are literally asking for your experience already. Now, because you don't have prior job experience for you to literally fill up that experience question mark, what you can do, and this is what they literally ask you to answer in such a way is that you talk about your club, societies, and competition, because that is the only way that you can tally up for your experience. Now you can talk about your involvement, and that has happened to me during the interview. You can talk about your involvement with the clubs and societies, the different types of projects you're working on, as well as the different types of competitions you've participated in. And this is mainly because the employers want to know, whether or not you are, one, serious about what you want to do in terms of like cybersecurity, but number two, like, were you actually putting some effort to actually improve and sharpen your skills in that particular job that you are applying for. Now, you are assumingly doing an internship or an entry role, right? You've just graduated, you just finished, you got the piece of paper, your parents are proud, your siblings are overly joyful. Now you are slowly taking the hat and essentially becoming the big boy, and you are stepping into the so-called the corporate world. Now let me just write that here. The corporate world. And now here's a little bit serious, because that is when you are literally start earning your first salary, your first income, and that's when you are actually taking your job a little bit more serious. Now when you are doing your internship and entry role, that is the time when you start discovering and uncovering your fields of specialty. That's when you are slowly focusing on product agnostic certificate. For example, if you are interning or working at a big four, for example, my company, we work very closely with Google. So then I would focus on more, with Microsoft, then I would focus more on certificates that are, for example, Microsoft certificates, such as SC300, SC900, AZ300. And so I would focus on the Microsoft certificates, and that's mainly because my company is partnering up and has a lot of projects around those so-called products, and so why those certification as well as specialization in those fields is relevant. Now if you're working, I don't know, for another company that uses AWS a lot, then eventually you would want to specialize into AWS, I don't know, as a solutions architect or engineer or whatsoever. That after, depending on the specific project, again, as well as the direction of where you essentially want to go. So after some time, what happens is then you essentially become associate 1, and then associate 2 if you have that, and eventually a senior associate, and then a manager, assistant manager, senior manager, and all the way to the top. And so, but for now, for this specific YouTube video, guys, this is the roadmap for the next 6 months, and this is the roadmap that allowed me to get into Big 4, and this is the exact same thing that I've done. So if you're interested, into getting into cybersecurity, then I'll definitely recommend you to follow this roadmap, especially for jobs that are non-technical, that do not require coding whatsoever. So if you did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. It means everything to me. If you have any doubts or questions, do put it in the comment. I answer every single one. But otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video.